Hey y'all, I'm back today. We'll get right into the scripture this morning, and it's Philippians chapter 4, verse 11 through 13. And I know we've heard it over and over, but just bear with me and let's see if we can see something a little different. Not that I speak in regard to need, for I have learned in whatever state I am in to be content. I know how to be abased, and I know how to be abound. Everywhere and in all things I have learned to both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I know that last part we've heard it over and over and over again. But life is full of seasons. And, sometimes everything's great. We don't have any problems. And sometimes we got lots of overdue bills. Everybody in the house is sick. You're exhausted. It seems like your list is never ending. And sometimes it's a mix of both. Sometimes you have a few things going on and everything else is good. I mean, that is life. And we have got to learn how to be content no matter what the circumstances are. And it's very important. And because nothing is ever going to go right all the time. And I like the last scripture. Of course, we all do. It's very, I wouldn't say cliched. Everybody uses it all the time. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That doesn't mean, I'm not even going to get into what that doesn't mean. Let's talk about what it does mean. It does mean that when you have those times when all those circumstances are lined up, you can get through them because He's there and He strengthens you. We cannot control the cost of living. I know it feels like every time you get a raise or every time you come into some money, even if you're a tithe payer like you're supposed to be, it seems like there's always something right at the door to take whatever you've got, whether it be an unexpected bill, the price of groceries goes up, the gas goes up. I don't know about y'all, but my light bill has went top tier. I mean, and I don't mean good. I mean, it has went over the top. It has went nuts. And we have to have electricity. We have to use it every day. Now, I say that, and this time it's going on almost a year where we went 2 weeks without electricity, and that was wild. But because of the hurricane. But, even water. We pay a water bill. We have a community well, and it blows my mind that we have to even pay for water. But anyways, we won't get into that. But it seems like every time you have a little extra, something goes up. And the people that do these things don't even care. And I'm not going to get off on that tangent because I really could, because I'm pretty mad about it right now. I got my light bill in the mail. I actually wrote this devotion before I got my light bill in the mail, and I don't even want to talk about it. But if everything was okay all the time, we would never have to learn how to be content, no matter what the circumstances were. If everything was good all the time, we wouldn't know that we could go through it because He gives us strength. If we seek Him and we live for Him, He will give us the strength to make it through anything He brings us to. Now if you have walked into something because that's what your flesh wanted to do, He's probably not going to give you the strength to walk through that. He'll help you get out and get back to where He wants you to be. But He's not going to help you do everything that you want to do. He's going to help you do what He has put forth for you to do. So I think we kind of get confused on that part a little bit, but we cannot control all those things. The only thing we can control is how we choose to handle it. Are we going to be sad? Are we going to be depressed? Are we going to be angry and frustrated and terrified because we don't know what to do? Or are we going to say, God, this is what I got going on. I don't have a clue what to do, but I trust You, and I know that You're going to get through it all. So that's, and we've got kids watching us. We've got our kids watching us. Some of you have your grandchildren. I mean, and I'm going to say this, even if your kids are grown, they're still watching you. They're still trying to see how you would handle this. How would mama do it? How would daddy do it? You know, because even when your grown kids don't want to ask for help, they're watching how you live. They've been watching how you live since the day they were born, trying to figure out how to do things, you know, off of the way you do it. Now, granted, when we grow up, we unlearn a lot of things because not everything our parents teach us is right. But you get the picture. My cats are talking to each other and beating each other up over there. Sorry. But you get the point. So it's not just for us that we're doing this. It's for everybody around us. You have people that look up to you and you don't even know it. And that's crazy. You know, everything you say, everything you do, they see the things that life throws at you, and then they say, well, what are they going to do? You know, and people might be waiting just to watch you fall, but what if they see Jesus in the process? Who knows? So I'm going to keep it really short today. What season of life are you in? The seasons of our life change. You know, just like winter, well, we live in southeast Georgia. We got summer and we got a light summer. It feels like it's always hot here. I know it gets a little bit cool, maybe if we're lucky, but it's hot. I'm still running my air conditioner. I'm not a fan. But anyways, I got off track. But all these hard times, all these bad times won't last forever. There'll be a break in between, you know, and it may not feel like it. It may not feel like it because, like I said, you've got all these things. Maybe you're going to come to a season where the bills are paid on time and everything's chilled out in that aspect, but then your kids are passing sicknesses around for the next 3 months. And maybe the kids get better and the bills are okay and your car starts giving you problems. Maybe the car's okay and you start having problems with your friends or your spouse and that gets worked out and you're back to the stack of bills again. I know. It's always something. But I think I'd rather have, if I had to have it, I'd rather have it one at a time than all at once. Have a whole Job thing happening in that area, but you get my point. So I just want you to be encouraged today. Hard times are not going to last forever. When you come to a hard time, and honestly, this came from my own personal experience. This morning, I was in the kitchen. I was making breakfast for the kids, and years ago, it was a struggle to buy groceries, and I had put that scripture. Anyways, I can see it from where I'm at. It's on top of my microwave stuffed in a cup now, but there's a cabinet right above my microwave. And I pinned that scripture up there because the stove's right here and the microwave's right there. And I pinned that scripture there to remind me that, you know, during that time when it was a struggle to buy groceries, that this wasn't going to last forever and that God was going to provide and God was going to make a way. And you know what? He always did. We never went without anything. We never went without one thing we needed. And as I was standing there making bacon and grits and oatmeal for my kids for breakfast this morning, I just kind of thought about it for a split second because I was actually praying about what to do this devotion on today. And I started thinking about that scripture. I actually didn't see the thing. I just thought about it and I remembered it being up there and I can see it now. I thought I had thrown it away this morning. But, you know, remember when things were a lot worse than what they are now and what God did. Honestly, I was pouting this morning because I didn't have as much money as I wanted to. And Lord, please forgive me because my bills are paid and we have more than enough food in this house. And we can go to football games and we can go get fast food and, you know, just little things like that. When you don't have anything, little things like that are kind of a big deal. And there was a long time we didn't have little things like that. And the Lord reminded me of that this morning. So let me be an example to you that seasons do change. You might be dead broke today and can't go get a cheeseburger, but there's chicken in the freezer. You know, I don't know what your situation is. I know what mine was. And God always turns it around. As long as you are faithful in serving Him, as long as you are faithful in doing the things. I mean, and you know, the best part is we fail a lot. We're not always faithful in those things, but He is always faithful. So remember, it's not going to last forever, and He will not leave you. He will strengthen you to go through the seasons that He sets before you. I love everybody. I hope everyone has a great weekend, and let this word sit with you. You know, you can do all things through Christ who gives you strength. Every season He brings you to, He will pull you through. Well, He'll carry you through. You know what I mean. I love y'all. See you next time.